12 got on white socks.
15 years, bro.
Y'all want to be great? Y'all want to be great? Time to go have some fun now. That's the way to wait for him. Good job. Let's pick down defense right there.
He probably got little kids watching this game. His daddy got stick on him like that.
Yes, sir. Down me up. Down me up. Woo! Boom.
You gotta trust me, okay? Trust.
Badass group. Badass group.
You're doing a great job. You guys are going far. Yeah, I know, no doubt.
Some of the best mic'd up moments from Week 14, and here's where we stand as we are into the fourth quarter of the NFL's regular season. In the AFC playoff picture, Baltimore, New England, Kansas City, Houston are your division leaders. Bills and Steelers currently hold the wild card spots, and guess who plays head-to-head this weekend? Bills and Steelers.
It's no secret. We got to go win this game. We got to go win the next couple games that we have, but we're focused on the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, and it's going to be, like I said, a four-quarter fight with this team. They're tough. They've been playing really well. So we got to go out there. We got to execute.
Yeah, I mean, it's prime time. I think the first start I had against the Chargers is prime time too. It's another football game, and got to treat it like just another week and go out there and have fun and do the best we can do and execute and just enjoy the opportunity.
Some call him Maurice, and we will turn to you and ask, where do you see an advantage or a deciding factor in this game?
Well, when you look at both these teams, they're both led by their defense. Defense and special teams, you would say. Obviously, Pittsburgh had a punt return to the house against the Arizona Cardinals. Their defense has been playing lights out. I want to say one of the top teams in sacking the quarterback and getting takeaways in certain situations. The Buffalo Bills have done a great job as well, just being dominant throughout. I mean, being one of the top passing offense or passing defense, not allowing big plays and stuff in the run. And so I think it comes down to which offense is more prepared to go against those type of defenses.
Who do you trust? A couple of still young quarterbacks, and of course Duck is.
Well, they've already turned to it, and I trust this young man right here, Singletary. And the reason I trust him is they're utilizing him in so many different ways in their offense. They're finding ways to get him the ball in space, and he's one of the more elusive backs in the league. And one of the reasons why they let go, as you see there, of Shady McCoy, and so. His ability to do what he's been able to do, and he's been fresh because Frank Gore taking some of that load off him. I think that's where it comes from. Josh Allen's rushing ability, being able to run the ball in the red zone. And again, they have a tight end in Knox who finds ways, and they have a receiver as well. So it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a defensive game. I just feel like the Buffalo Bills have the offensive firepower. Even though Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner are coming back, they're coming back like the first game back. You got to kind of get yourself into it. So I know it's going to be close. I know Pittsburgh fans are mad at me right now. But
are they? Well, say something nice. You got your one shot right there.
It's all good. It's just one game. You'll be fine.
Okay. NBC thinks this is going to be a good game. They flexed this one into Sunday Night Football. Lindsay?
Bills just one game back of the Patriots in the AFC East, and if that's not enough to make New England nervous, their last few offensive performances should do the trick. Patriots 30th in the league in scoring since Week 9. Now, Julian Edelman is on the injury report, and the team is being investigated for videotaping the team they're playing this week. There's a lot going on in Foxborough. Here's Mike Giardi.
You heard from Bill Belichick earlier in the show. It is clear he is done talking about the taping incident and is on to Cincinnati yet again. But might he be on to Cincinnati without his best receiver? Julian Edelman missing his first practice of the season on Wednesday, listed out with both a shoulder injury that is old and a knee injury which is new. Appeared to have suffered that in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs. Edelman, according to Mohamed Sanu, is one tough son of a gun. As tough as they come. Matthew Slater admired him and said, sometimes he gets out there and I don't know how he does it. He has been the Patriots' best player this year, on offense at least, 90 catches, over 1,000 yards.
Interesting note about Julian Edelman, he has never made the Pro Bowl. Will that change this year? The voting is open for just one more day. Tomorrow is the deadline to get your favorite guys into the game. So go to NFL.com/Pro Bowl vote and vote for your guys. Then watch them play in the 2020 Pro Bowl presented by Verizon Sunday, January 26th. So if you're a fan of high stakes and high drama, you should set your DVR for Sunday's Rams and Cowboys game. Dallas losing their grip on a playoff spot. LA hoping to rip one out of someone else's hands. It could be the game of the week. We'll get you ready for it next.
We do a lot of stuff together. We like to play Fortnite in our free time.
Big birthday plan?
Waffle House.
You say Waffle House?
Yeah.
Going all out, man.
That's all I can afford right now.
These are young guys that they grow. I'm sure like you and your job, you're probably better in the second year and the third year than you were in the first, I hope. I hope I am too, right?
Warren's a funny guy. He reminds me a lot of my son, who's 9.
The football team, the football staff, and the coaching staff had nothing to do with what happened. Nothing. So we had no involvement in it.
Played for one team for 16 years. You got my respect. You're a husband and then a dad of 9 kids. You got my respect.
We've had some cold days back home. Obviously, probably a little bit different, but there's something to adjust to. Usually ducks like it when it's a little colder anyway, so it's all good.
Will he wear Jags gear?
Huh? I'm sure he will. I mean, you've seen him, right? Yeah. Yeah, good luck, dude. Shoot. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Even as they prepare for Atlanta.
Big accolades for 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, your NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But true to form, Garoppolo gave the credit to his teammates, saying it's a great honor but based on a group effort. Now, Jimmy will be going up against a Falcons defense that has been improved over the last few games. And as they've done every week, the 49ers tell me they are not discounting this Falcons team. Speaking of defense, the 49ers have a lengthy list of injuries. Both Richard Sherman and Dee Ford were non-participants in Wednesday's practice, along with defensive tackle DJ Jones. Kyle Shanahan says Jones suffered a, quote, significant ankle injury in Week 14, one that could be season-ending. Contavious Street has the option of getting activated from IR to fill in at nose tackle. Once again, for the 49ers, as is for the rest of the league, it's next man up in this December football.
Has to be. Thank you, MJ. We talked to our Super Bowl winning center right here to talk about the center for the San Francisco 49ers. Weston Richburg out. Ben Garland expected to replace him. How much trouble does that cause for an offense this late in the season to go with a new guy up front?
Yeah, it's an added variable for an offense. And one of the things as a quarterback at a center, you don't want any variables. So shout out to Weston Richburg. He was playing really well this year. It's a shame to see him go down like that. So Godspeed to him in his recovery. But Ben Garland is a veteran. That's why you have a guy like Ben on your team.
He can play guard. He can play center.
Yeah, he did it for a long time in Atlanta. And now he's here with the 49ers. He was that sixth man, and he can do it all. You see him right here, handling the nose guard, no problem. The biggest thing, obviously, Scott, is the snap. Well, when you're underneath, you're not really worried about that. But the shotgun snap's got to be on point with how much shotgun these quarterbacks play now. But for Ben Garland, it's going to be the communication. I've got to make sure I know exactly who the mic is on every play and that I'm seeing the same things that Jimmy G is seeing. Your quarterback and your center have to talk the same language. And, you know, just like when I'm on set here and I'm always pointing out your mic, it's always right there.
Very nice.
You've got to help your guys out. We couldn't do a show on Total Access if it wasn't for our guy Puma. He is basically the center of Total Access. He tells everybody where to go, what to do. It's all about communication.
There's 2 mics, though, technically.
Yes, but there's only one declared mic, and that's always the host.
And there is only one Puma, the best stage manager.
That's right.
Going. We love you, Puma. Elsewhere, let's look at that NFC playoff picture. As I said, San Francisco jumped up to the 1 seed by virtue of their win and the Seahawks loss. The other division leaders, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, the wild cards currently, Seattle, and Minnesota. As for those Dallas Cowboys, they got the Los Angeles Rams this week. Let's go get a live practice report now in California from Omar Ruiz as the Rams are starting to look like the Rams in the last couple of weeks, Omar.
A huge opportunity upcoming, Scott, for these Rams in Jerry's world, which according to Jared Goff is a good place to be. And speaking of Goff, pass game coordinator Shane Waldron for the Rams saying Goff's play has been surrounded by an elevated sense of urgency the past couple weeks, calling him Steady Eddie, and we've seen him throw for more than 700 yards and 4 touchdowns these past 2 games. Goff telling me that their previous big game experience can certainly help down this stretch, knowing they might have to win every game the rest of the season just to get into the playoffs.
So we do know the urgency is there and the value of each game at this point, but I think, you know, the narratives are written as these games are must win. They're all must win. You know, the games that we've lost this year in week 3 or 4 were must win, and now we look back and wish we would have. So you do treat every game the same with the same approach, but we do know that we are coming down the stretch here and need to make some things happen.
Goff also saying about his 2016 draft buddy Dak Prescott that he's played extremely well despite all the outside noise about his contract, and he wouldn't be surprised if Dak's upcoming deal certainly surpasses his huge contract he received just before this year began.
That's a live Rams report from the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Omar Ruiz. Good to see you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your night. Happy birthday, Willie McGinnis, too, our teammate on Total Access, celebrating today. Lindsay?
Happy birthday, both of you guys. Rams fighting for a spot, so are just about all of the teams here. Packers can clinch that spot with a win over the Bears, who are fighting to stave off elimination. That game, one of 3 this weekend, featuring teams with winning records. The other 2 are the Bills and the Steelers, and the Texans and the Titans, who are tied for the AFC South lead and play each other 2 times down the stretch. Should be a great game this weekend in the 1 o'clock window. Who has the edge? Presented by Volvo. Is this a tough one to pick, MJD?
This is a tough one to pick, and I was actually very surprised that me and Kurt Warner are kind of on the same page.
Yeah?
It's rare that you see that sometimes.
Rare?
It is sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Kurt was looking at my notes, but this is what I'll tell you about. The Titans are starting to go this way. I mean, since Ryan Tannehill's been at quarterback, you're averaging almost 30 points a game. Derrick Henry is balling out of control right now. I'm going to get to that in a second. And then the Texans kind of made a slip. Fell a little bit, stumbled a little bit against the Broncos, so hopefully they can get back on track. I don't know. Maybe they're overlooking people.
A little roller coaster.
I don't know. But let me get to Derrick Henry and show you why I think Derrick Henry probably is the best running back in the game right now and deserves to be paid as such. And we'll get to that in a second. Here, Derrick Henry's in the backfield. We're just going to run a simple screen. Now, Derrick Henry he's 6'3", 247 pounds. Now, when you got a guy that can catch the ball's not in the best spot, but he's able to catch it. Then watch how he flips his hip, gets to top speed real quick, and look at this runway. And now he's just outrunning people. At 250 pounds, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. Now, this is early in the year. Now, this is against the Chiefs defense, so everyone was talking about how bad they were. And they're bad because of this. At 250 pounds, no one wants to tackle him. He should be tackled right here. But watch the DB get nervous, close his eyes, drop his head. Derrick Henry is able to step out of that and get missing again. Yeah, exactly. No one wants to tackle someone that's 250 pounds.
Business decisions is what Shaun just said.
And Coach Vrabel's done a great job of really just getting Derrick Henry the ball, getting him going, and this offense is playing off that. The defense is being opportunistic, getting turnovers when they need to, and sometimes scoring. And that's scary down the stretch when you have a team playing so well. I mean, being able to run the ball and play action pass is always going to be tough.
Potentially scary also, though, that guy having a hamstring injury. Right?
He's
like
too
he
big.
pulled
He's
up
too
with one, we
big to
saw
have
him
a
hitting
hamstring
it.
injury.
No, not concerned. LaDainian Tomlinson was on Monday.
Yeah, but he's 250 pounds. You don't have to run fast anymore. Just run over people. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You don't have to do what I just showed
like
you.
A little of
just
this.
like kind of just.
Okay. You said that he is the best running back in the league?
I think right now he's playing the best out of anyone in the league over the last calendar year. I want to say he's like 1,700 yards, 17, 18 touchdowns. And you know what? Last year he started around this time where he rushed for almost 1,000 yards. Remember that big play against my Jaguars that we all want to talk about? That's why I have my tie on when we talk about the Titans. Yeah, exactly. But
the reason I bring it up is because you actually write an article on NFL.com
every week about the running backs.
/MJD, and you have him ranked number 2 behind Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Christian's been doing his thing, so I can't move him from 1. But Derrick Henry's down the stretch has been playing well, and he's going to be the reason the Titans make the playoffs this year.
NFL.com /RB Index. You can also get there /MJD. That's how I found it, where he says that Derrick Henry should get paid this offseason.
Everybody needs to get paid.
He also ranks Aaron Jones on that list at number 7 on the season.